I bought this pine cabinet because it was the perfect fit lengthwise for our TV niche. Not many cabinets fit in there, and those that do I didn't like. Also, this cabinet has some quite generous storage, so plenty of pros. But there was one little problem. That cabinet looked ugly. Just look at that weird brown finish, it just had to go. I wanted to customize it with a simple pattern, and importantly, I already had some paint and wood stain to use. But first, I needed to strip that brown layer off the cabinet. I decided against using my sander to avoid covering our house in dust, especially since I was working right next to the kitchen. I even sprayed the surface with water before sanding to help trap the dust. And so I had to use my exceptional strength and do all the sanding manually. I must say, I definitely got stronger by the time I was done. Yes, it really took a while, but it was surprisingly easier than I expected. Whatever that brown layer was, it came off reasonably well. It was just a lot of surface. I lightly sanded the inner sides too, but I was planning to just paint them in a solid color, so they didn't need to be perfectly free from that weird waxy finish. If you were wondering, yes, I did regret starting this a few times, but there was no going back. I sanded the doors too, and after the whole cabinet, dealing with them felt kinda easy. I gave the surface a quick wipe to remove the residual dust. And now for the most exciting and hopefully relaxing part, painting. Let's see if my idea actually looks good in real life. I wanted a checkered style pattern, but without too many squares to avoid the piece looking too busy and too trendy. I wanted to avoid that chessboard look. I used painter's tape to map out the pattern. I had this black wood stain, which usually works very well and gives wood a nice dark tone. However, with this piece I struggled to achieve a deep color, probably because of the residual brown waxy product. Most importantly, the stain was bleeding through the tape and didn't give me crisp lines. So after a quick panic, I had to move on to plan B, black chalk paint that I already had in abundance. I applied a single coat and wiped off the excess with a paper towel to achieve a stained rather than painted look. I repeated this several times to build up a deep, dark shade. I repositioned the tape as I went to make sure the black squares were sitting at the right angles to each other. Same principle on the top of the cabinet. Tape, paint, wipe, move the tape, repeat. I wish everything in life was that straightforward. I also painted the surfaces that would be visible when the doors were attached, but decided not to paint inside the cabinet. I just could not take another round of sanding, and even my inner perfectionist had to keep quiet this time. For the lighter squares, I used a mix of golden oak and medium oak wood stain, creating a warm tone on this cold-looking pine. Again, I applied several coats to achieve a deeper color. Even though things were going well, I had to go back with the paint to the black squares because they looked a bit patchy. Overall, I applied 2 to 3 coats of the black paint. I repeated all the same steps on the doors. Tape, paint, wipe, move the tape, repeat. I also applied wood stain to the inside of the doors to make them look more finished. Interestingly, the stain looked completely different on the untreated wood compared to the sanded areas. Actually, I like the treated and stripped surfaces better than the untreated ones, so that waxy substance wasn't such a bad thing after all. After all the painting, I sealed the cabinet with a glossy varnish. Again, I applied 2 to 3 coats. Next up, the legs. I got these legs from IKEA, and for some reason I bought them in white, so they also needed to be painted black to match the piece. After a quick paint and dry, they were ready to be attached. And the doors followed. I started with this miserable looking cabinet, and in a few days of work created this. What a transformation, if I may say so myself. After a few more days of drying, the new cabinet replaced the old one, with a little help from my husband. And here is the result.